Hello, beautiful people of the internet that may or may not stumble upon this video. I just spent the last half hour of my life. By the way, it's like 2:30 in the morning. Anyways, I just spent the last about half hour of my life watching this very short anthology series on Netflix called Don't Watch This. The reason I'm watching it in technically now December is because I didn't know it existed until I was looking for stuff to watch on Netflix. Anyways, and I figured the short films, as they call them, are short enough, and there are a small number of them. I figured it'd be fun to share my thoughts on all of them. And when I say they're short, the longest one is 9 minutes long. So there are 5 of them, and the total amount of time between all 5 of them is 25 minutes. So all of them together don't even break a half hour, so they're short. Now I thought about sharing my thoughts on them while I was watching the 4th one, so I did stop and jot down my thoughts on the previous 3, and then I put my thoughts on the last 2 while I was watching them to make things easier. Okay, anyways, the first one, as well as being the longest one at 9 minutes, is called Friendship Bracelet. It's about this really weird girl named Julie. And when I say weird, I mean the bitch is weird. She fucking, tries to do surgery on dead animals and dolls and shit. She invites everyone at her school to her birthday party, and only 2 girls who happen to be popular show up because one of them felt bad for her, and then they immediately left as soon as she went to get them punch. So she figures the best way to make them be her friend is to open their hearts. Literally. Girl literally cuts them open. Now, as batshit as that plot is, I genuinely really like this one. I thought it was really creepy, from how Julie talked to the way that she just nonchalantly murders these 2 girls. And it's funny because normally in these types of things you're made to feel some sort of sympathy for the weird girl or boy, the weird kid. Before they go crazy, you're supposed to feel bad for them. You do not feel bad for Julie. From the beginning, literally, the first thing that shows Julie doing is, taking a medical saw to a doll, and then immediately after shows her poking at a dead animal with a stick. So no, from the very beginning, you're like, wow, this bitch is weird. Genuinely creepy. I really like this one. I'm gonna, rank all of them after I, describe them. So, yeah. CTRL+ALT+DEL. I'll go ahead and say this is my least favorite of the 5 shorts. it was 5 minutes long. It really would have I personally think it would have benefited from being a little bit longer, just because the plot is kind of confusing. At least to me, I don't know, maybe I'm a dumbass. But it's about this dude named Gordon that's a hacker. And it starts with him, like, posting this teenager's nudes online on some deep website. So, not a nice guy. And then there's, like, this creepy voice, like, talking to him. And then he gets a message from presumably the creepy voice, basically, like, inviting him to try this virtual reality game. And he says, yeah. And the game is, like, he's given a task, and when he fails, complete it. Like, when he doesn't complete the first one, he gets, like, a burn on his neck, like, in the real world. But, like, nothing really happens physically to his character, which I find kind of weird, that, like, nothing's really happening to his character, but he's getting fucked up at his computer chair. Yeah, and then he gets, like, similar burns, like, on his hands when he fails the second task. And then when he fails the third task, which, by the way, him failing the third task was literally his character jumping into a thing of lava. But even then, nothing really happens to either him or his character. His character is just, like, on the ground and then looks up at this creature, like, built like a human, but just has, like, a very skeletal face and whatnot. Very cheap looking creature, by the way. And then the creature just fucking kills him, and then he's dead at his computer chair. By the way, the thing with the dude that kills him looking very cheap and uninteresting is that the visuals, at least in the virtual reality game, are actually really good. They're actually really interesting, awesome visuals. Like, some creepy imagery at the beginning and, like, throughout. And then just this, like, dude that looks like he's wearing a costume, which it literally probably is a dude wearing a costume, but it shouldn't look like that. Just, like, and he just looks up at him just like, who are you? And dude's just like, I am your reckoning, and then kills him. It's very anticlimactic and kind of dumb, in my opinion. Incommodum. It's literally 2 minutes of just, like, the creepiest, most unsettling visuals they could think of. The purpose is literally just to creep you out with some random, disturbing things, and it worked. I was quite unsettled while watching it. You know, everyone has, like, those sort of things that kind of get to them when it comes to horror content, like the stuff that you see and it really makes you cringe. I have 2 of those. The main one is, like, teeth. Like, just, like, your teeth getting broken. Like, none of that happens in the short. But, like, I was waiting for it to happen. Like, I don't know what it is, but, like, just the visual of someone's teeth getting broken or something. Like, the curb stomping scene from American History X fucks me up for that reason, plus the other many disturbing reasons on top of it. Just, thankfully for me, there were no teeth-breaking things happening in this short, but my other thing is eyes. Like, it's not even just like, oh, getting poked in the eye. Like, just anything that's happening with an eye that should not be happening with an eye makes me squirm. Like, they put fucking ants in someone's eye, and it was just, no. Yeah, it succeeded at what it wanted to do, which was to creep me out and make me squirm. Keep out. Okay, my thoughts on this one. I liked it. Like, it wasn't bad, but the two characters in it. Okay, here's what the two characters, their names are Noah and Alex. I feel like they were supposed to be, based on the YouTubers Sam and Colby. If you don't know who they are, they started on Vine, and nowadays, at least, they do a lot of, spooky type videos, like exploring haunted places and stuff. And if they weren't meant to be based off of Sam and Colby, it's a really huge coincidence. Like, they even kind of look like Sam and Colby, and it's weird. But it's like, they don't, like, the comparison to Sam and Colby stops at, like, the type of videos they make, because, like, basically these two dudes, Noah and Alex, are, as I kept calling them in my head, Sam and Colby, because they don't really address each other by name a lot in the short. By the way, Keep Out was 7 minutes long. And, like, they make, like, viral, like, exploring, haunted places type of videos, like Sam and Colby do. And they get together for one last video and end up getting killed by a monster in the haunted house that they go to. Which, by the way, the monster, genuinely really creepy and unsettling. Like, it was kind of like the creatures from The Descent, except this one can see. It was actually really realistic, and yeah, good job making a scary creature. Totally realized I got caught off track talking about Noah and Alex. Noah and Alex, they look like Sam and Colby. They make similar content to Sam and Colby. They have the personalities of Logan Paul. Like, if Sam and Colby were assholes, that's what Noah and Alex would be. Noah more so than Alex, because, like, Noah's the one that's like, oh, let's do this totally illegal thing. And then Alex is like, okay. But yeah, like, and they're just kind of assholes about it. Like, I swear to God, there was a Logan Paul call out, and very similarly to the Sam and Colby reference, if it wasn't intentional, damn good coincidence. Because, by the way, this series came out this year, I believe in October, because I think it was meant to be for Halloween. Like, they literally found a hangman's noose. Unlike Logan Paul, though, there wasn't a body in it. And, like, one of the guys, like, started, like, putting their head in it, and was, like, and made a really stupid, joke about, like, hey, let me know if you want to hang out. Like, very Logan Paul-esque. And it's like, basically if Sam and Colby were assholes, is essentially what I got from those two characters, to the point where it was actually kind of satisfying when the monster killed them. Especially, like, not even just because their personalities, but they also made, like, really stupid decisions. Like, when they first saw the monster, instead of, like, leaving immediately, one of them went to inspect some random body on the floor. And then, like, when, like, Noah got killed and Alex was running away, he kept, like, looking back while he was running away from the monster. And it's like, you know you're being chased. Quit looking back towards the thing that's chasing you and just get the fuck out. So yeah, because they're stupid and kind of dicks, it was satisfying to see them get killed. I enjoyed it. It was a pretty solid short. And the last one, Antoni Psycho. I didn't catch on to this until the end when it, like, kind of said so on the screen. This was a parody of American Psycho, and thinking back to it after I saw that, I feel dumb for not realizing that until it literally told me that it was a parody of American Psycho. This short starred Antoni Psycho, who, if you don't know, is one of the Fab Five on Queer Eye. He's the food expert, and I adore him. It was basically him going through, like, a morning routine, but, like, kind of, like, ominous visuals with it. And it was funny because, like, this one had a very different tone than the rest of the shorts, where they were all played for, like, straight up horror. This one was more black comedy. Whereas, like, some of the things he said were actually really hilarious, but it'd be paired with, like, really disturbing images of, like, him just, like, with a dark stare into the mirror, or, like, something flashing onto the screen. Also, he isn't credited in the cast on IMDb, because I checked. But at the very end of it, you do see a brief moment of Tan France in a bag, presumably in a closet somewhere. And it was just a really enjoyable experience. Like, it was unsettling, but hilarious at the same time. Like I said, I love Antoni Psycho, so it was just a very pleasant surprise to see him. And yeah. Anyways, like I said, I was gonna rank all of them. As I already said, my least favorite was CTRL+ALT+DEL. Then I would have to say fourth place is Keep Out. Not because I don't like it, but because I like the other ones better, and because Noah and Alex are assholes. Third place, Incommodum, because it wasn't really like a story. It was just like 2 minutes of creepy shit, but it worked. Then Friendship Bracelet, and to the surprise of no one, my absolute favorite was Antoni Psycho. And no, not even just because of it being a parody of American Psycho, or because it had Antoni Psycho in it. Just because of the quality of the short in general. Like, it could have been like some random, like, person in the lead, and it would probably still be my favorite. Overall, like I said, the series is only 25 minutes long, so You can literally knock it out in less than a half hour if you want to watch it. It was very enjoyable in the most unsettling way. If you like horror content, I suggest giving it a watch because you might really like it. My only real complaint, other than CTRL+ALT+DEL, is I wish there were more shorts, and I hope that in the future there will be a season 2. And yeah. Check out Don't Watch This on Netflix. It's really interesting. Definitely good quality, in my opinion at least. I'm not like a professional horror connoisseur or anything, but I love horror content. I love this. If you love horror content, there's a chance you'll love this. Why don't you give it a watch and find out for yourself? Peace.